I'm Keri Maletto, and this is Office Spaces. I'm overseeing a major television studio renovation without ever calling cut. Construction is in full swing. The creatives are still hard at work, and the show must go on. So it's my job to keep everyone and everything running smoothly and on time. I might be in over my head, but with the right tools and these guys, it's going to be an interesting ride. On this episode of Office Spaces, we're making big strides towards completing our studio renovation. Despite some major aesthetic change-ups to the front half of the building, and the holdup caused by the HVAC and skylight installation, which meant a virtual stop-down of all the post-production, we still managed to keep the construction and production flowing. With all the switch-ups, it's tough to envision what the new BrandStar Studio is going to look like. So to get myself and the guy responsible for most of these changes up to speed, I'm enlisting the help of a company that can show us the big picture before any other decisions are made. They're called VIMaec.
VIMaec stands for Virtual Information Modeling for the architects, engineers, and contractors.
That's a mouthful, but what they do is an eyeful. They take 2D designs of a building and turn them into a 3D experience.
Architects are designing buildings virtually in a software called Revit, and the process is called Building Information Modeling. And the VIM is a virtual information model. And the VIM is made possible by using a gaming engine.
BIM was created by a nuclear physicist, but with VIM, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to use it.
You virtually design it, you virtually build it, and then you virtually test it before anything is built. The builders are now going to get a virtual design and see it 3D.
Being able to see plans before they're finished helps everyone involved reduce costs, increase efficiency, and collaborate more effectively.
We're going to get a lot better sustainability, and we're going to get lower costs to the building because of this virtualization project. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll see energy in buildings and CO2 buildings go down by 20 to 40% because of this process, which is highly collaborative, and you're able to test things out before they get built. And that's significant because buildings use 48% of the world's energy. So to have those type of savings is really significant to the future, both cost-wise, energy-wise, sustainability-wise.
Neat, right? So while I was out of the office, I invited Errol Wolford and Alexa Smith to meet with Jason Gagnon, our new Chief Content Officer, to see if his new plans were on track or totally out of whack.
Thanks for coming.
Sure, we're excited to be here.
So you've already received the changes, which is good?
Yes, we did. We already integrated them into the model.
Look at that. That's awesome, right?
You bet. We'd love to show you the model. Of course, this is all virtual. And so,
Wow, look at that.
what's neat about this, it's being done virtually. So we're taking the architect's design as they're designing it in Revit, and we're translating it into a gaming engine called Unity, and it allows people to look at it as we are now.
I'm a super visual person, so it helps out instead of just looking at a sheet of blueprints and seeing everything in 2D, you know?
Most people are. You're able to really direct what you want before it gets built.
That's
Nothing
great.
worse than seeing something built and you don't like it.
It's true.
Now you can see it here virtually and tell us if you don't like it.
No, it's awesome. It's also a good opportunity to show potential clients and the teammates as well, so they get a good understanding of what's happening.
That's very true.
I'm so glad you like the 3D model.
It's awesome. Would you like to go next door to the studio and check it out?
We'd love to.
Let's go.
Excellent.
Welcome back. Before the break, Jason saw his design updates in 3D before any were even made, which is great since it's his job to show Mark Alfieri, BrandStar owner and CEO, why his ideas should be brought to life.
Nice.
This is the main lobby. This is the first thing people are going to see. As you can see, it's unfinished, but looking forward to seeing what it'll look like.
Would you like to see it now, what it will look like?
I would love to see it. Oh, wow. That is so awesome. Look at that. Wow, you removed the wall for the reception area. That is great.
So do you see all of your changes integrated into it?
I do. I can't believe you removed this wall. That's crazy. Now I can see exactly where the receptionist will sit and what people will see when they walk in. Oh, look at that garden on the wall. That looks awesome. You got the edit bay in there and the control room door. Oh, you put the TV? It's crazy. Oh, it looks so great. Wow, all the little touches, huh? I can't believe you guys got every detail that we discussed. It's really impressive.
We're glad you're happy with it.
Super happy. Wow, it's really awesome. Thanks again for coming. Here you go.
Oh, you can keep them and show the rest of your team.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. They'll love to see it.
Great.
I really appreciate it. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Jason.
Pleasure meeting you as well.
Pleasure to meet you.
We'll right this way here.
The studio may be finished in virtual reality, but in reality, there's still nearly 50 employees who have been patiently waiting to get their offices back. And they've been very creative about where they've been working.
Tuesday and hey, sorry, conference call.
But before we can move the writers, producers, and editors into the new modular office area, we need to make sure they're connected.
The cables are the backbone of all of the equipment that we're going to be putting into this office. You can have all the great equipment that you need, but you have to be able to get the signals, get the power, get the data to all of these different devices.
When you're dealing in television production, it's more than just Wi-Fi and phone lines. You need to be capable of pushing out massive amounts of high-quality video at high speed to make sure your show gets on the air, or this happens. Which is why we dug up a perfectly good parking lot. What looks like a standard parking lot is actually home to hundreds and thousands of wires transmitting information by the nanosecond. I'm standing on top of a subterranean information superhighway. The Cleerline fiber optic wires connecting the studio to the corporate offices, they act as a central nervous system to BrandStar's entire IT operation, which allows employees to access and share information from anywhere on the BrandStar campus. We utilized Cleerline's technology during the renovation of our corporate offices. Adam Brown, BrandStar's IT director, met with Robert D'Addario, Cleerline's president, to discuss how his fiber optics would maximize our production capabilities.
With the design, we saw a very advanced technology infrastructure that was required, and especially for video production. You need the highest resolution distributed throughout the entire building. The only solution at that point is, in essence, providing a fiber infrastructure to do that. You have very specific parameters that you are required, especially when it comes to video production, and that is the higher resolution. You know, the immediate need to see certain things and transfer large data across the infrastructure within the building. Fiber in general is very fragile. It's glass. Our fiber is still glass at its core, but because it's coated in a polymer, it doesn't allow humidity to seep into any microfracture. The fiber doesn't erode over time.
Because of Cleerline's flexibility and durability, we can count on it lasting for a very long time.
With the technology that's involved in a company and an operation like BrandStar, we know that it's going to be constantly evolving. And our fiber enables BrandStar to evolve with that technology without having to replace the infrastructure. And that's really critical for an operation like this.
After all, when you're in the business of broadcasting, I guess you could say communication is at the very fiber of our being. Now here's a word from our friends at the DrawShop about that very same topic.
Whether we're talking meetings between colleagues, emails from the CEO to the whole company, or one-on-one chats with the boss by the water cooler, everyone needs to communicate in the workplace. Done right, it drives companies to be more productive and operate effectively. Done wrong, and you'll see a dip in morale, productivity, and commitment in employees and managers alike. To make sure you're communicating effectively, remember these simple tips. 1. Engage your body language. It passes your message faster and better than words alone. So stand up or sit up straight, smile, and make some eye contact. 2. Use the proper tone of voice. Whether you're chatting by the water cooler or over an internet chat system, Make sure your tone is clear. That way your team won't misunderstand what you're saying. 3. Use a bit of humor if you can. You don't have to do stand-up comedy, but using humor's been proven as an effective way of getting rid of tension. Injecting a bit of humor into communications relaxes the mood and dispels unfriendly or intense moods. And remember, the water cooler isn't where everyone hangs out anymore. Largely, people are heading to digital spaces to hang out and collaborate. Done right, productive communication can follow you anywhere, anytime, all with the click of a button.
Now that the wires are almost all in, it's time to figure out how to make them look good, too.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Keri.
Glad I caught you. Wanted to ask you if you could give me an update on installation.
It's actually going really well. We're just about complete with everything.
Okay.
You can see we have a ton of wiring up here. We've installed some ladder racks to keep everything nice and neat because this is an exposed ceiling.
Right.
We don't want it, wires going crazy everywhere. So it kind of plays with the theme of, being a real techie area. And
yeah.
It's blue. We got blue on the walls. We got 2 types of cable primarily. One is Cat 6 cable and one is fiber optic. And what the Cat 6 is for most of the data. That would be people's phones, their computers, the controllers for the doors, all our security cameras. And then the fiber optic is our super high quality video or when we're pushing a ton of information.
Okay.
And so what the fiber optic will do is carry all that data from one server room to the next. And there's one up here, and then we have the main server room in this building, and then another server room over in the other building. So everything that they do in this building, they can do in that building, they can share stuff.
So great, thanks for sharing it with me. I'll make sure I pass on the information.
Awesome.
All right, have a good rest of the day.
You too, thank you.
Bye.
Coming up, join me as I go on a virtual vacay and see what all the buzz is about. Welcome back. Before the break, we got a sneak peek of the finished studio,
That is so awesome.
solved any future communication breakdowns,
The cables are the backbone of all of the equipment that we're going to be putting into this office.
and now it's time to take a load off. So what do you give TV's hardest working team? The best seat in the house, of course. Last season, Ryan and Kaylin passed out new chairs to all the editors.
Oh, man.
Today, I'm meeting the founder of Buzz Seating, Dan O'Hara. Hey, Dan.
Hey there.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Keri.
Thanks for coming in. I'm sorry I didn't get up, but I'm so comfortable in this chair, so let's go talk in my office.
Okay.
Okay. Can you give me a hand?
I think I can.
Okay. You know, you're one of my favorite people because since I've been in this office, I have been using this chair, and it is by far the most comfortable chair I have ever had.
You know, this chair is so contemporary in design and the sleekness of the back. You know, it's a good-looking chair is what it is.
You want to be comfortable, but it also is important to be fashionable, I think, too, especially since we're a media company.
Oh, no question about that. I mean, you have creative people here sitting in a creative chair. I mean, it creates a work environment that I'm sure they're very pleased with. One of the challenges in seating is bringing in ergonomic functionality with design. Now with the Rika chair, I think we're spot on. It has all those features and it has the look.
Do you have other products also that you can offer and cater to different companies of different sizes? How do you work within those ranges?
We have a whole litany of different products. We have different mesh chairs, there's different types of mesh. We actually take our seating before we introduce it to the market and take it to an independent testing lab.
Okay.
And we can simulate 10 years of usage over a 30-day period in the testing facility to, check the integrity and the structure of the chair. We want to make sure it's a quality product, that it's going to hold up over time, and it's really important to what we do.
I think that you really put in a lot of little details that, depending upon who's using the chair, it will help them be more comfortable, right?
We use what is called a synchronized control.
Okay.
So the ride or the tilt on the chair is real smooth. It's a smooth action, and you're not fiddling around with a bunch of paddles underneath the chairs.
After a crash course with Dan, I'm a bona fide expert.
I want to find out more about the Rika chair. So show me all the very fun ways we can make this fit anyone.
Well, I'll tell you what, the chair is extremely adjustable,
Okay.
very ergonomic. Let's start with the arms. The arms will go up and down.
Let me do that. Well, that's really important for me because I'm smaller, I'm more petite.
And a lot of people will sit in this chair for a long time and don't even realize it does this, is that the arms will pivot inward. Okay, to help with carpal tunnel syndrome or something like that, you've got an arm support or armrest.
Okay.
And you can still retract it back if you have long arms. You can retract it forward
I need it forward.
if you have short arms.
So I've noticed that this actually really moves around as well, much like the arms.
Yes, if you grab the headrest,
Yeah.
you can see how it pivots. You know, if you want a headrest, great. If you don't, the headrest, well, you can take it. It comes right off of the chair. You can free float the chair,
Yeah.
or you can lock it in 4 distinct positions.
What do we do?
Turn
with
it forward.
Turn it forward. Yep.
Okay. Now the chair will recline. Full recline
Okay, yeah.
motion.
Oh yeah.
And there's
It's
actually a
springy.
tension, yes, and there's a tension adjustment under there. The other feature you can do with this is lock it out in key position. So as you
Okay.
grab that paddle,
Yeah.
you turn it.
Turn it which way?
Turn it back,
Okay,
rearward,
back. Okay.
rearward. It's now locked. You just locked it in the upright position. So you have 4 distinct locking positions.
Yes. I love that you've thought of everything, and I love that you care enough to give all of these features. And for our company, this is perfect. I feel like I could sit in this chair for a very long time and be very comfortable.
That's what we want to hear.
Buzz Seating really thought of everything when they made the Rika chair. The Rika chair has black mesh backing, 3 leather seat colors, aluminum package, synchro tilt with a 4-position lock, tilt tension adjustment, seat slider, adjustable lumbar support, multifunction arms, and can hold up to 300 pounds.
Well, Dan, you have taught me so much about Buzz Seating and about the Rika chairs. But you know who also knows a lot about them?
Who's that?
Our editors, because they've had them for the last few months. So I think maybe you should hear about what they think.
I would love to do that.
Okay, let's head on over and see them. Hey, Alex. How are you?
Hey!
Can I bother you for a minute? I have somebody I'd want you to meet.
Sure, of course.
This is Dan O'Hara from Buzz Seating.
Hey, Alex. Nice to meet you.
How are you, sir? Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Likewise.
He actually helped co-design the Rika chair that you've been sitting in for the last
No
few months.
way.
Yes.
These chairs.
Yes.
I love these chairs. Amazing.
Oh, that's great to hear. Tell me what you love about it.
The back support. One of the first things I love it from the very beginning because it really helps me on my back. You know, sitting here 8-10 hours a day editing, it's actually something to really help your back support.
Yeah, the lower lumbar.
Yeah, exactly. Then also you can adjust all these great settings, like different height and for your legs, and then it's really comfortable. You sit back, and then you have the headrest. You know, you're watching the show. You just relax a little bit and go like, perfect.
Really pleased to hear that. That's music to my ears, because that's what I want to hear, a happy customer.
I know it's my chair. You know why? Almost when you got to the car,
Yeah.
you know if somebody moved your seat, right?
Yes.
Same here. This is my chair. Nobody can touch it.
You know if somebody's
I
messing
love
with
that.
your chair.
Of course.
Okay, well, that's good.
Well, I'm so glad you guys had a moment to meet, and obviously, yes, he loves his
I'm
chair.
glad to hear a happy customer.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna let you get back to work. Thank
All
you so
right.
much. See you
Well,
later.
have a good one. Enjoy it.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Dan and Alex sure know a lot about sitting around, which is exactly what I wish I was doing right now. But there's way too much to do, and I'm running out of time.
Summer.
Hey, Keri.
It's great to see you. And I know I owe you and the DrawShop team an email.
Don't sweat it. I know you've had a lot on your plate with the renovation. How's it going?
It's going. There's so much to do, and definitely I came into the project halfway through when our designer took leave, so trying to get the plans and the people on the same page is definitely a lot harder than I expected. I'm a little frazzled.
You sound like you need a break. Got a sec? There's something I think you should see.
Sure.
Have a seat.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
This is impressive.
You know it. At the DrawShop, we live to impress. We can't help ourselves. In a world where everyone is constantly inundated with information, sometimes people just need to see what you're thinking instead of telling them about it. And our radically animated team tunes into exactly what's needed to get that whoa reaction from every audience. We help authors, speakers, business owners, and even frazzled project managers illuminate their awesome ideas with custom whiteboard animation, even when they're on a crazy tight timeline. But you'd know a little bit about that, right?
I do.
Whether it's a service, an idea, or an unbelievably firework-worthy product that can revolutionize the world, the DrawShop team knows how to get the world to take notice. Speaking of, notice how much better you feel?
I do. Thank you so much. Summer, I think I need to get back to the studio though, so can we talk later?
Anytime. Just let me know when you need our help.
I will.
We've accomplished so much this season, This empty warehouse space is well on its way to becoming a production facility of the future. We insulated the entire building with spray foam, installed state-of-the-art HVAC units, built modular offices complete with a one-of-a-kind mural, laid down luxury vinyl and porcelain ceramic tile, connected everyone with fiber optics and ergonomic seating, and lit it all up with new LED lighting and natural sunlight. But there's still so much more to do before it's complete. And maybe then, I'll have some time to relax.
This is how I de-stress from project management.
Well, that does it for this episode of Office Spaces. I'll see you next time.
It actually feels nice in your tummy. Round and round and round and round.
What you looking at?
See you tomorrow. Have a good night.
All right.